Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro information. I'm Rosemary Plybon. Greensboro City Manager Nathaniel Trey Davis presented City Council with the manager's recommended budget for fiscal year 26-27, which begins on July 1st. The recommended budget totals $913.2 million across all funds. It maintains core city services, responds to significant cost pressures, and begins more deliberately aligning annual budget decisions with Greensboro's long-term Vision 36 strategic framework. The recommended budget includes a total city property tax rate of 58.3 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. That's down from the current city rate of 67.25 cents. Now, this is a reduction of 8.95 cents from the prior year, considering property reevaluations. Now, public safety remains a central priority, as is investment in the city's workforce. Infrastructure, maintenance, and readiness is also a major focus of the recommended budget. The budget supports street, facility, utilities, stormwater and sewer, solid waste, and capital planning needs. Housing and neighborhood vitality remain important priorities through continued support for homeowner assistance, down payment assistance, housing preservation, multifamily production, and the Road to 10,000 housing initiative. The fiscal year 26-27 recommended budget is also the first budget cycle following the City's Council's adoption of Vision 36, Greensboro's long-term strategic framework. The recommended budget and manager's presentation are all available online at greensboro-nc.gov/budget. Now, the City Council will hold a public hearing on the recommended budget Tuesday, June 2nd, before considering final adoption on Tuesday, June 16th. Residents can provide feedback through the Budget Priorities Survey, which is available on the Budget Evaluation website. Greensboro Police Chief Cameron Afzaal will begin meeting with community members over the next month to share his vision for the department and learn more about neighborhood needs. Meetings are June 4th at Peeler Rec Center, June 8th at Barber Park Event Center, June 15th at Brown Recreation Center, June 22nd at Leonard Recreation Center, June 25th at Lindley Rec Center, and June 29th at Guilford Park Presbyterian Church. All meetings are 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Core Technology Molding Corporation cut the ribbon on a new 100,000 square foot manufacturing facility last week just outside of Greensboro. Core Technology is a plastic injection molding company specializing in high precision components for the automotive, pharmaceutical, and medical device industries. Did you know that May is Art and Culture Month in Greensboro? Creative Greensboro is the place to connect with music, theater, dance, visual art, and so much more. Last week was the city's first ever Culture Works, an all-day celebration of arts in Greensboro. Get in touch with your creative side by going to greensboro-nc.gov, search Creative Greensboro. Were you there for Greensboro's longest ribbon cutting? City leaders, Greenway volunteers, and trail enthusiasts cut the ribbon on the downtown Greenway, marking the completion of a 20-year project, but the beginning of the fun. Forbes.com recently featured the downtown Greenway, highlighting the public-private partnership and community investment that helped bring it to life. First conceived as part of the Center City Master Plan in 2001, the Greenway was later recognized by the Greensboro Bicentennial Commission as its signature project for the city's 200th birthday celebration. And when we say long ribbon, we mean it. It was 200 yards long. Well, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, bicycling in Greensboro. Local bicycling enthusiasts joined city staff on an early bike ride around the city last week. They checked out new traffic patterns implemented to make biking safer and identified challenges that still remain. Why now? Well, May is National Bike Month. Lydia McIntyre is engineering supervisor with the Transportation and Planning Department. Hello and welcome.
Hey, thank you.
I saw you out there riding earlier.
Yes, we get an opportunity sometimes to ride with our advocates, and that was a perfect opportunity here in Bike Month to do so, and with them actually pointing out some things for us to consider as we continue to think about and implement bicycle lanes.
Yeah, people, whether you've been biking or driving through Greensboro, you've probably seen some changes. Can you talk about some of those and some things that have been done to kind of make biking safer?
Sure. It's been a journey, certainly. for the department, but it's kind of multi-pronged. So we look at it in a couple different ways. One, we look at resurfacing, and we look at resurfacing to determine how we can coordinate those two. So we actually do that through something called the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. And with that committee, we actually share with them, hey, here are the upcoming roads for resurfacing. Let's talk about how we can accommodate and make sure you make it to your destination safely. So that's one way. But then we also go after NCDOT funding to look at how can we implement projects. So anytime we have a project, we look for ways that we can include, whether it's bicycle lanes, share roads, or buffered bicycle lanes, which are separated from the traffic, to actually implement those along with our projects.
Yeah, great. So what do those of us who are driving in cars need to be aware of as far as cyclists?
It's important for you to recognize that bicycles are vehicles. They have the right to use the road. They have the right to be on our roads except those that are fully controlled of access. So you don't expect to see them on a Bryan Boulevard or I-40, but expect to see cyclists throughout the city on our other roadways. So it's important to recognize that slow down when you encounter a cyclist. The impact of even 35 miles per hour on a body can be significant and even lead to fatals. And that's what we do not want. So we want people to be out there and be alert, be looking out, and to share the road with the cyclists.
Yeah, and look out for some of these new traffic patterns. If you see a bike lane, then, and it's new, then stay out of it.
Yeah, well, stay out of it. Don't park in it, of course. And watch, and then give the cyclists some room as much as you can.
Yeah.
So, and then know that sometimes they may have to merge into traffic, so be looking for hand signals from them to make sure that if they do take the lane, that you give them, you're courteous and give them space.
Okay, so this is a question that I have that I'm kind of springing this on you, so I apologize. But so you're driving, there's a bike lane, and you come to a stoplight, and you want to turn right. Tell us what, as a driver, you should do.
Usually I would defer to the cyclists if they're going to let them take off. And usually the cyclists, they're always thinking ahead. This is something as a cyclist, I think that they plan their route. Yeah. So they're thinking ahead, and usually they start to move just so you can know, and as well as you can give them the opportunity to be able to go.
Yeah, so just be aware that that lane is there, and there might be a bicyclist coming as you're thinking about turning as well.
And usually at the intersection too, if they need to, they will merge in, because that's a good opportunity, especially if the lane ends, for them to merge into so they can make sure that they're clear on what they're about to do.
How would you rate Greensboro as far as bike friendliness?
We actually had a previous designation of bronze, and we're preparing to actually apply again. So I would say we're making great strides.
Right.
A lot of people see Washington Street or Gate City Boulevard. There's several different projects that we have added bicycle lanes, as well as we're looking at expanding our greenways. We just completed downtown Greenway, and we're looking at expanding the ANY to the north. So there's opportunities, and we're expanding. I think if you were to take a look, we have an app or a map online that you can look and see, oh, there's bicycle lanes here, share roads, greenways, even workstations where you can fix your bike.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so you can act. So we're making great strides, and we're continuing to do so.
Okay, so what do you like about biking in Greensboro? I know you told me you're not like a big biker.
I'm not a cyclist. I'm not a cyclist, but I do
cycle.
I do cycle with my family occasionally, and I like to. For me, I love the greenways. I love our greenway network, and it's an opportunity to get out there with your family, and it's an opportunity to exercise and move your body differently. And this is something we promote with cyclists, even through our Safe Routes to School program, which is for K through 12, and we promote education, yes, be safe, but this is also a great way to move your body and to help your brain get moving too. So it's just multimodal, can be fun, and it can be healthy too.
Yes, certainly so. Thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us. There are a few more events happening for Bike Month and several recurring bicycling meetups that happen year-round. So you can find out more and connect by going to greensboro-nc.gov. Just search bicycle. Our department spotlight is just ahead. You're going to meet the people who help keep the downtown Greenway green. But first, mark your calendar for these events happening on the town.
I'm Dave, and here's some special events happening this week on the town. Enjoy a cozy evening of smooth jazz May 28th as vocalist Carrie Marshall and the O. Henry House Trio enchant the audience with warm melodies and soulful improvisation at the O. Henry Hotel. You'll appreciate this refined, intimate setting, perfect for lovers of life and elegant tunes. Learn more about this and other live jazz performances at the O. Henry online at ohenryhotel.com. Catch Anne Boleyn at the Pearl Theater in downtown Greensboro, May 29th. For more than 2 decades, Anne Boleyn has remained a formidable force in the alt-rock world, boasting a devoted fan base that relies on the raw, cathartic power of their music. Emery and Watashiwa are also slated to perform. Get tickets and more info at thepearl.com. May 30th marks the start of Creek Week in Greensboro and Guilford County. Join the City of Greensboro's environmental celebration with free, family-friendly workshops, nature walks, creek cleanups, arts projects, and stewardship events. Connect with your community while protecting local waterways. See the full schedule of events and activities at greensboro-nc.gov. Comedian Nate Bargatze's Big Dumb Eyes Tour comes to the First Horizon Coliseum May 31st. Enjoy a night of delightful stand-up with America's Nicest Man, bringing fresh, observational humor. Expect laid-back charm and laughter suited for all audiences. Learn more and get tickets at gsocomplex.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. You have heard a lot recently about the downtown Greenway, how the 4-mile loop was constructed, the 40-plus pieces of art, and of course, the miles of grass, trees, and plants. All that organic material needs regular TLC. Enter the Downtown Greenway maintenance team. Franklin Bowman is a city crew supervisor for that. Cedric Egbo, Ian Bethetta, and Daniel Easterling round out the team. They make sure the loop stays clean and green, and you will likely see them if you travel it. Thanks to this dedicated team for helping to make our city beautiful. Up next, a way to go shout out to a Greensboro television legend. He forecasted the weather, helped abandoned animals find forever homes, and greeted us with warmth and humor for more than 35 years on WFMY News 2. And this past weekend, meteorologist Ed Matthews retired. He joined News 2 in 1988 and quickly became a household name. He helped viewers understand the weather and stay safe when weather became dangerous. He was a steady and comforting voice in snow, ice, wind, rain, and even when tornadoes threatened the Triad. When a deadly storm hit his hometown of Sanford, he tracked it live, and when that community recovered, he was there to help. Ed has always loved animals and became the face of To the Rescue, helping shelter pets find homes for decades. I had the pleasure of working with Ed on the Good Morning Show for 10 years, and I can tell you honestly, he loved his work and he loved everyone who watched him. Congratulations, Ed. Way to go. Well, that concludes this edition of FYI Weekly. Stay connected to the latest city news by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which air on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City en Espanol. Plus, GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.